Imagine you buy an old house. Nothing special, just wood, dust, and memories trapped inside the walls. You start tearing down drywall for a renovation, and suddenly a bundle of crumbling newspapers falls at your feet. Tucked between them is a faded comic book, a man in blue and red, lifting a green car above his head. You wipe the dust away and see the title, Action Comics, June 1938. You have no idea yet, but you are holding a piece of history worth more than the house itself. A grading company will soon seal it in plastic, stamp a number on top, and an online auction will push the price toward $175,000. But before that, a single argument in the family will rip the cover, erase tens of thousands of dollars, and turn a lucky discovery into a painful lesson. Back in 1938, a new comic hit American newsstands with almost no one realizing what it would become. It was called Action Comics #1, printed on cheap paper, sold for 10 cents, and treated like disposable entertainment for kids on street corners and in barbershops. Inside those flimsy pages, a strange new character appeared, a man who could leap over buildings, bend steel, and stop speeding cars. His name was Superman, and this was his first public appearance. There are no superhero movies, no shared universes, no pop culture empires yet. This issue quietly lit the fuse. Most copies were read to pieces, traded, colored on, or thrown away with the week's newspapers. Only a tiny handful survived the war years, attic cleanouts, and house demolitions. Today, every remaining copy is more than ink and paper. It is the birth certificate of the superhero era. That is why any authentic example can sell for the price of a house, even in battered condition. Owning one is like holding the moment modern pop culture truly began in your hands personally. The man renovating that quiet Minnesota house was named David Gonzalez. He was not a collector or a historian, just a contractor trying to turn an aging property from 1938 into something livable for his family. The place had sagging floors, cracked plaster, and walls that felt as though they had not been touched since the day they were built. While opening one of those walls, he sliced through the old lath and plaster and watched a cascade of brittle newspapers tumble out. Builders in the 30s often stuffed whatever they had on hand into empty spaces for insulation, and this house was no exception. Among the yellowed pages, a thicker, more colorful object slipped free and landed face down on the debris. When he picked it up and turned it over, he saw a caped figure hoisting a green car above his head. The colors were faded, but unmistakable. The title read Action Comics. Curious and unsure, he snapped a few photos with his phone and searched online, slowly realizing that the dusty booklet in his hand might be worth far more than the entire renovation budget. The discovery did not stay secret for long. David showed the comic to relatives, proud and still half in disbelief. As soon as someone mentioned that similar issues had sold for life-changing sums, the mood in the room shifted. Voices rose. Questions flew. Was it real? Who would handle it? How much was it worth? And who deserved a share if it sold? In the middle of that excitement, a family member reached out and grabbed for the book. Reflexively, David pulled it back. The tug lasted only a second, but that was enough. The fragile back cover tore along the spine, peeling away like dry leaves. Everyone froze, staring at the damage. That sound, that tiny rip, had just erased tens of thousands of dollars in value. In the world of rare comics, condition is everything. Professional graders study every crease, stain, and missing piece. A small tear could drop a book several grades, and each step down can mean a brutal cut in price. For David, the celebration turned instantly into a sick, heavy silence. With the damaged comic now carefully stored, David needed someone who actually understood its world. He contacted a local dealer, who almost immediately recognized the cover and urged him to send photographs. Within days, the book was on its way to Comic Connect, an auction house that regularly handles the rarest comic books on the planet. They, in turn, forwarded it to CGC, the major grading company Collectors Trust. For weeks, the comic disappeared into a secure facility where specialists examined every inch under bright lights. When it came back, it was locked inside a clear plastic case with a blue label at the top. The number printed there told the whole story, 1.5. Fair to good condition. Respectable for something rescued from inside a wall, but far below the pristine copies worth millions. Still, the grade confirmed it was authentic. Comic Connect announced the upcoming sale, posted high-resolution images, and set a date. Quietly, serious collectors and investors marked their calendars, ready to compete for a piece of superhero history. Forums lit up, and private messages began flying between bidders. When the auction finally opened online, the listing did not stay quiet for long. Early offers crept in cautiously at first, numbers that would already have changed most people's lives. As hours passed, the price tag climbed higher, each new bid pushing the previous one aside. Comic Connect's timer ticked down, reset, then ticked again as fresh offers arrived in the final stretch. In those last minutes, the real contest began. 2 or 3 determined buyers kept raising each other, unwilling to let a once-in-a-lifetime item slip away. The figure on the screen jumped past 100,000, then kept rising. When the dust settled and the countdown reached 0, the comic found its new owner for roughly $177,000. After auction house commissions and the dealer's share were deducted, David did not receive the full headline amount. Even so, his portion still equaled a small fortune pulled from inside an ordinary wall. The name of the winning bidder never appeared in any headline. Comic Connect confirmed the sale amount, then the trail went cold. Payment moved through lawyers and brokers, and the slab disappeared from public view. Most insiders assume it rests now in a climate-controlled room, sealed in a safe or private vault beside other elite collectibles. It is almost certainly not in a museum, not in a shop window, not anywhere you or I could casually walk in and see it. That anonymity keeps the story alive, turning a fragile booklet into a modern legend about secret wealth and the treasures hiding in forgotten places. In the end, this story is not only about one comic book. It is about how something created as cheap entertainment can turn into a cultural relic worth more than a house. It is about how value can sleep for decades behind plaster, waiting for the right pair of hands to find it. And it is about how fragile luck really is, how a single careless tug can tear away $75,000 in an instant. The walls around us hold more than pipes and wires. The next time you step into an old house, imagine what might be waiting inside its silence.